We all want to have momentum to make some positive changes in our lives, in our work, in our personal lives, for our family, for our home, sometimes for our community even. We want to make some positive changes. And sometimes people sit back and they're overwhelmed and confused and not sure, first of all, what they want to do in terms of making change, and second, how they're going to make changes. So today I'm going to talk a lot about momentum, on how to step forward into your future, how to jumpstart, start moving ahead, and how to keep moving ahead until you achieve exactly what it is you identify you want to do, you want to create, you want to become. So in work, sometimes for some people it's to get a promotion at work. For some people it's to get a completely different job. For some people they may want to start their own business. And very often I hear people say they do want to make changes, but it's hard to get momentum. They say, I'm busy now. I have things to do. I don't know what steps to take. I'm not organized now. And so people tend to put it off and put it off. And they think there's going to be this perfect time coming up. And I remind people, there's an old proverb. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. There's no better time to start to move forward into your future, into the life that you want for yourself, than starting now and to create that change. And when we think we're busy now, it's going to be better in 2 weeks or a month. What was your life like 2 weeks ago or a month ago if you said, I'm going to wait 2 weeks or a month? It's probably pretty similar to what it is now. You probably, if you said, I'm too busy, I'll start in 2 weeks or a month, you probably aren't feeling much more free now. Or if the steps weren't clear to you then, they may not be clear to you now if you don't think about how to identify those steps. And so I tell people again, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, not to wait. Don't wait now, because if you'd wait now, what's going to happen in 3 months and 6 months and a year? You'll be in the same position you are. So I tell people to think about what it is you want in your life, what it is you want in your work life. And again, for some people, it's a totally new job. For some people, it's a promotion in their current job. For some people, instead of a job, it's starting their own business. And what about in your personal life? What change would you like? For some people, a lot of people I hear want to lose weight now. And people are overwhelmed because there are so many programs out there. And most of them are very overwhelming and not very pleasant. They tell people to starve, to cut calories so severely, to do these intense over-exercise boot camp programs, to live on narrow categories of food like paleo and keto, which I hear people complaining about, that they don't find it easy to do that. If weight loss is one of your areas of a goal, I do a lot of work with women on that, and I can help you easily. A lot of people simply want to start an exercise program and just say, I'm busy now, I'll do it in a couple of weeks or a month. But you don't have to make major sacrifices. One of the points that I want to make to you is to not underestimate or ignore small steps that you can do. So you may not want to spend an hour at the gym, but what about 15 minutes? Or what about finding something you can do at home? You can watch a video if it's time consuming to get to a gym. And instead of taking on a whole major diet program at once, which is overwhelming for the mind and the body, I tell people that's never a good thing to do because it is so overwhelming and it causes stress. And when you are stressed, that releases stress hormones in the body, which cuts down the metabolism. It cuts down the calorie burning system, and it causes a lot of stress. So when you take on major things where you don't feel prepared and empowered, it can cause stress, and that always gets in the way of momentum. It's important to stay positive. Pick steps that you feel you can handle, but that are significant and that can make an impact. I love to create these step programs for people that are exciting. They're not overwhelming, they're not scary, they don't cause stress, but they're fun, exciting. You know you're going to have some impact. That's important. And another hint is I always tell people, when you have a change that you want to make, always know what your next step is, and even a couple of steps ahead that you're going to take, so that you have momentum, you have a pathway in mind. It's like when you get in a car, it's like having a GPS, knowing how you're going to get from here to here. A lot of people get overwhelmed and think, well, I'm here, I want to have a new business going. There are so many steps that you have to do. It's overwhelming, and people say, you know what, I'm not ready, I'll just stay here. But if you write out a bunch of steps and you take one or two little steps at a time, you can build your future to get there. And you don't have to build the whole pathway. You can build a few steps just to get started, just to give you momentum. And then once you get a few steps ahead, then you can figure out what's your next thing that you have to accomplish. Again, don't ignore, don't underestimate or underappreciate small steps in helping you move ahead, in keeping momentum so that you feel empowered. Instead of those major steps, a lot of people think, well, I'm here, I want to get here. It can be overwhelming to keep focusing there. Focus where you're at, where you want to get, and again, always know your next step and the next couple of steps that will get you on the pathway and that will keep you moving, that will keep you accelerated, that will keep you excited about getting where you want to be. And I also tell people, remember that you're not isolated. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Whatever it is you want to do, there's probably a mentor, an expert, a coach out there who can help you, who can help create those steps. You may have people in your life, and I am one of those people who often helps people create those steps so that you can get from here to here. And again, you don't have to recreate the wheel. Sometimes there's a very simple set of sequencing that you can use to move forward to create results. So remember, you're not isolated. Don't be afraid to reach out to experts that you know in your life and out there. I always want people to feel that I am approachable. People sometimes watch programs and trainings and feel intimidated. Oh, I don't know if I can reach out to that person. And I love speaking to people and helping real people get real, concrete, specific, and wonderful results. You should have great results in your life. So remember, you don't have to recreate the wheel. Sometimes those steps have been created for people so many times, and somebody can share those with you. So again, think of where you are, where you want to be. I always tell people they should have about 2 or 3 goals at a time. And don't feel like oh, I'm so busy now, I can't move ahead. Because again, if you feel that way and you wait 2 weeks or a month, you're going to be as busy then as you are now. I tell people also, someday is not a day of the week. It's really important to move ahead, to keep moving ahead, so that you know you can get where you want to go. And those small steps, those incremental steps are so impactful, so results-oriented in getting motivation, in getting momentum, in keeping you moving ahead and not getting overwhelmed, but feeling empowered. So I encourage you, think about those things that you want to accomplish at work. What is it that you want to end up and say you've done in your life for work? How about in your personal life? Any physical health issues? Well, what about hobbies? I get so many people who say, you know, I always wanted to play an instrument or speak a foreign language or have a sports in my life. Let's get this going for you. You are not too busy for it. We can create those small steps that will bring such joy to you and your life. And it is joyous to have that momentum, to see yourself moving forward, and to reach that end point where you can say, I did it, I made it, I accomplished what I wanted. So I encourage you to think about what it is that you want in your life, in work, in your personal life, for your family, for your home, even for your community. How can you gain momentum? And think also about your why. Why do you want to reach and create these steps, these endpoints? That often will also help keep you on track and give you joy as you're moving forward. When I create these pathways with people that I work with, it's not work, it's not toil, it's not labor. It's fun to keep and see that you're moving ahead and accomplishing. And there are times when that incremental movement and growth will be slower, but there will be times when it's faster as well. So let's get this going for you. Let's give you the momentum, and remember, the hardest part often is the first start, is kick-starting that step off to whatever it is you want to accomplish for work, for your personal life, for your family, for your home. Figuring out what it is to help your children meet some milestones and get some accomplishments. And I talk to people all the time, and we come up with some logical steps to get these projects, these goals, these plans accomplished. So let's get this going for you. I will put my calendar in the comments section. It is always in our group in the description. If I can be of help to you, I love to empower people and help people move forward in their lives. I do have limited appointments, so if you see one, grab it. And I will look forward to talking to you. And I can't wait to congratulate you when you get to the other side and you've realized that you've made it. You have done the things that you've set out to do. So remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Let's get this momentum going for you. Let's not look back and think, I've wanted to do this for years. Let's get this on the way. Let's get your momentum moving, and let's get this done. So let's talk soon, and I will see you in our group again next week, next Sunday at our regular time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Can't wait to see you here. Let's talk soon.